Okay, so we all do it. Breathe in, breathe out. Simple, right? But maybe not always as clean as we think. Today we're diving into something pretty invisible, air pollution. Not just outdoors, but inside too, and what it actually means for you.
Exactly. Our mission here is to, sift through the information. We want to understand what really makes air polluted based on solid sources, and importantly, what practical steps you might take. We've looked at info from scientific groups, real-world cases.
And some of those real-world cases are pretty eye-opening. I mean, get this. Apparently 99%, nine of people worldwide are breathing air that goes over the WHO's pollution limits. That's huge. So, okay, it's obviously more than just like smoke from a chimney. What are we actually breathing in?
Yeah, it's definitely more than just the visible stuff. Our sources highlight a few main culprits. First, there's particulate matter, especially the really small stuff, PM 2.5. Think incredibly tiny particles, microscopic. They can get deep, deep into your lungs.
Okay, tiny particles. Got it.
Then you've got harmful gases. Nitrogen dioxide is a big one, mostly from vehicle exhaust. And also volatile organic compounds, VOCs.
VOCs, those sound familiar,
Yeah,
like from paint.
exactly. Paint, furniture, even things like cleaning sprays and air fresheners release these chemicals that easily turn into gas at room temperature.
Wow, okay. Cleaning sprays. So this isn't just some distant industrial issue. Well, it's in our homes. Can you give us a sense of the scale? Like, how bad does it get out there?
Well, it varies hugely, but some examples really stand out. Take New Delhi. Sometimes the air quality gets so dangerous they have to close schools, ground flights. It's a public health emergency.
Right, that's extreme.
But it's not just far-off places. Think about Los Angeles. They constantly battle poor air quality from traffic, and now, more and more, from wildfires, too. That hits closer to home for many people.
Yeah, the wildfire smoke is definitely noticeable. But you mentioned indoor air. Something in our research really jumped out at me there. I sort of always assumed inside was, the safe haven.
That's a really common assumption, but the evidence points the other way often. Indoor air can actually be more polluted, sometimes up to 5 times more than the air outside.
5 times. How?
Well, we trap pollutants inside, basically.
Hmm.
Poor ventilation, things like, as you said, paint, new furniture off-gassing, cooking fumes, and yes, even those nice scented candles can contribute VOCs.
Oh man, not the scented candles. That's
Yeah.
slightly depressing. Okay, so this stuff is potentially everywhere, inside and out. What's the actual damage? What does it do to our health, really?
It's unfortunately quite serious. Long-term exposure isn't just about a cough. It's linked to chronic issues. Asthma getting worse, definitely lung cancer, and heart disease too.
Heart disease from air pollution.
Yes.
Yeah.
That Harvard study we looked at, it found long-term exposure to that PM 2.5 stuff increased the risk of dying early by something like 6 to 8%. And even short-term exposure isn't great. Headaches, feeling tired, irritable. That can all be linked to poor air days.
Yeah.
And we really need to remember kids and older adults are much more vulnerable.
Okay, that's sobering. Definitely a wake-up call. But it's not all bad news, right? Our sources did mention things people can actually do, which feels important. Otherwise, it's just overwhelming.
Absolutely. Empowerment is key. And the first step is just knowing what's going on. Awareness. There are apps you can get, like IQ Air or Air Visual. They show you the air quality in your area, often in real time.
Oh, right. So you can actually check before you, say, go for a run or plan outdoor activities. That's useful. What about inside our homes then, making that space healthier?
Yeah, for indoors, HEPA air purifiers can make a real difference. HEPA filters are designed specifically to trap those tiny PM 2.5 particles we talked about.
PPO filters. Okay.
And while it's not like a magic bullet, some houseplants might help a little bit. Things like spider plants, peace lilies, they can absorb some pollutants. But the main thing is reducing sources indoors.
So common sense things like not smoking inside.
Definitely. Avoid smoking indoors, maybe cut back on the aerosols, ensure good ventilation when you're cooking or cleaning. Little changes add up.
Makes sense. And then bigger picture, beyond just our own 4 walls.
Well, yeah. The sources also point towards the bigger solutions. Supporting clean energy initiatives, pushing for stricter air quality standards. That kind of civic engagement matters too. Individual actions are great, but systemic change is crucial.
It really is something, isn't it? Thinking about how fundamental breathing is and how it connects to our long-term health in ways we barely consider day to day.
It truly is. And maybe that leaves you with something to think about. Now that you're more aware of air quality, how might that change some of your daily choices? Or even how you think about community issues? Definitely food for thought.